try some.
Mr. Ruby Alamsyah, are you with us? Can you hear
Yes,
us?
yes.
Okay. How are you this morning?
Very good. How are you?
I'm fine as well. So we're now ready to listen to your presentation. So I guess we just go ahead and over to you, Parubi.
Okay, thank you very much. Wait a second. Okay. Good morning, and thank you for OJK to invite me to tell our experience, our story regarding our experience in digital forensics and IT security in Indonesia. So today, next slide, please. We will discuss, we will share the stories, share our information, share our knowledge, our experiments regarding IT security in financial technology. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, digital security is become the main concern for everyone. Actually, for the regulator, the industries, the societies, is how to protect digital identity as it represents the physical identity that access over the public network or the internet. Because it's access through the public network, it should be protected in somehow in some in some standard. So any individual privacy data will be stored, managed, and secure on the platform because it contains the sensitive information that can be used for illegal purposes. Okay, next slide. Okay, actually, I, I'm planning to play the video. This video actually will tell us about the social engineering, how it can be happen, how it can easily be done by everyone, not only for by a white hacker, but everyone. Actually, there are currently in Indonesia that we know that from our experience that a lot of cases is being conducted by cyber criminal group in several cities in Indonesia. Um, most of cyber criminal group in Indonesia will usually use social engineering technique for for their action because the lack of IT security awareness from Indonesian people using their digital platform, any digital platform. So actually, social engineering is, in our conclusion, actually is the most common technique in fraud cases in Indonesia. But their technique, their social engineering technique is still basic technique, simple, not a bit advanced with the technique that should be shown by the video by white hackers. They are not white hackers. They are purely a criminal with not very intellectual people. But also, there is a loophole. The social engineering technique that has been done on the fraud cases in Indonesia actually is supported by existing technical security gaps. Yeah. Okay. Next
Can we
slide.
try some?
Yeah,
See if
Next slide, please. Okay, being vigilant is a key because most of us are having our media social accounts, many media social accounts, internet banking accounts, e-wallet account, any digital platform account. Mostly, they are using our email address and our mobile phone number as their primary username, their primary authentication. So from this view, actually the cyber criminal only need to guess your password, only need to get how to get your password, because they already know your username, which is your email address or your phone number that can be accessed over the publicly over the internet, from current or previous data breach in Indonesia, because as we know, a lot of data breach in Indonesia that have been exposed our privacy data, including our full name, email address, phone number. That is exactly the common data breach that happen in Indonesia digital platform. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide. Okay. Yeah, digital security, digital identity is become the main element for the industry to do the verification of their customer when they're delivering digital platform to them. So digital identity is become the main factor, the the main element uh, for everybody, for the industry and for the user itself, because they use it for authentication or for the verification. And so how we improve our digital security purposes? There is a lot of things we can do for confidentiality purposes. We should keep confidential our password, our username, our PIN, even our OTP. uh, and any other our privacy data or information, and to have the integrity of our data. We should never open any attachment from unknown or untrusted sources. We should delete any message or attachment that from unfamiliar sources or suspicious sources. Never click a link or call a phone call uh, from a suspicious message. uh, we must use two two-step verification or two-factor authentication in any digital platform, in any uh, email account that we have, so we can fully secure our authentication method to our own account. So, and the last thing we should do for the availability is we should update everything, update our gadget operating system, update its anti-malware, anti-spyware. We should update, we should enable them and update regularly. So we from operating system itself, we have been protected, not have been protected by their software. Okay, the next slide, please. Okay, actually, there is three factors used for authentication in any digital platform, in any technology. There is what you know, what you have, and who you are. What you know is your PIN, your password. What you have is your card, your token, your OTP, and who you are is actually is the biometrics data. It's your fingerprint, it's your retina, it's your face, is your voice. So currently, most of digital platform use the first two, which is what you know and what you have. From for the ATM, it will use what you have, the card, and what you know, the PIN. For most digital platform, they will use uh, password, username and password, and the OTP. Uh, this is this is one of main the main security that all of the people need to know about it, including the industry. Okay, on next slide, please. This is our finding. This is our finding for a lot of cases. As we know, most of fraud cases that involving OTP will usually will blame the customer as their fault because their lack of IT security awareness. They just give away the OTP to someone else, to cyber criminal. In our opinion, a lot of the cases actually have industry as actually plays a role. Uh, Let me show you how. A lot of digital platform and internet banking use this kind of method. Actually, for the security purpose, they use two authentication factor. Okay, but there is negligence when they implement the 2FA. So when the digital platform or internet banking use this kind of method, it will actually the industry have a role for negligence. if the if we do example for login to internet banking, their platform give us the first authentication factor, which is username and password. Okay. And the second one authentication factor is OTP sent via SMS. The first authentication factor is to log in to their platform, to the internet banking. Okay, and the second authentication factor is OTP, is uh, to do to process your our transaction over the internet banking system. So there two authentication factor actually good in the in theory, but practically when they use the feature, the password reset, their password reset can be reset by OTP sent via SMS as well. This is the vulnerability that we have been analyzed. Actually, the 2FA is becoming only one FA, only one factor. Because of what? The cyber criminal only need access to your phone number, your mobile phone number to get access for everything. To log in, they already have your username and your username. And for OTP, for password, they will reset the password and get from the OTP. Okay, and for after that they can log in, and for the transaction also the cyber criminal can already have access to your phone number. They can access your OTP as well. That's why that kind of 2FA is actually is one factor only, not a two-factor authentication. Okay. I think when 2FA becomes 1FA, it, it, it meaning that does not comply with OJK NBI regulation as well as the best practice in IT security. I will let you know the sample of the study case of this kind of method further later. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, phishing and other similar techniques like phishing, voice phishing, SMS phishing. This kind of techniques is one of the major modus that used by cyber criminal in Indonesia, especially during the pandemic season. On the last 7 months, we gathered and analyzed a lot of them. A lot of them, how they do it, how actually we thought a lot of people thought that phishing and SMS phishing is old method, old techniques that can be done anymore. Actually they are wrong. From these last 7 months we gather and analyze a lot of them. Is is the next thing of the phishing, because the cyber criminal will send you an email like this sample in the screenshot. You will receive an email from the Apple Store, Google Play Store, or any kind of store that you regularly use. They will send it to you. And for the phishing method, they are not giving you the link directly on the email or on another communication method, but this this time they will send you an attachment on your email. And when you open the attachment, there is some kind of document or letter from them as well. uh, on the main email, on the content of the email, they will let you know that thank you that you are purchasing their product. uh, Sample the game software or something like that, for the amount of the purchase, date of the purchase and everything. Thank you for your purchase. But if this is not your transaction, please click here to undo to cancel your order. On that attachment email, you will guide by them to click the link. You will open the website, and the website, it looks like the official website, and you will ask to your to your all privacy data. You will put your full name, birth of date, date to verify your identity, their reason. And also on that link, on that attachment, you will ask to send the photo ID of your identity card, your KTP card, and also it will ask for your credit card information. It will ask the full number. It will ask the expired number, and actually it will ask as well for to posting to upload the photo from the front and the back of your credit card, and they will get it all of your CC information then. Also including your phone number, which conclude that is very enough to them to take over your digital platform in a lot of way if they have this kind of information. Yeah, a lot of people is already become a victim of this kind of method during the pandemic. Okay, next slide, please. Another technique is solder surfing and malware. In digital platform, the advanced malware that we have seen from the case is malware in the browser. The malware in the browser that can hijack your internet bank account. They will can do the transaction over your internet banking account from your browser and using your token authentication. It's called a malware in the browser. It's called man in the middle attack, man in the middle hijack. Okay, next slide. And we will learning the cases from a previous cyber cases. Next slide. Okay, this is happened a lot of to a lot of people in that using a digital platform. One of them is a public figure in this case on the ride share app and payment system. So the actually actually the rider actually is become a social engineer or hacker when they get the order from the client. They will do the social engineering to the client. They will ask, they will give them some reason to do what the client need to do, what the person need to do, which is uh, they will tell the user to do uh, for this kind of reason. Could you please enter this uh, this number, this following number, and um, this following number? When the user is not realized that they have been social engineered by this rider. Actually, what happen next is the user is activating the call forwarding feature on their mobile phone. So any future call to user phone number will be directed to the hacker, to the rider social engineer itself. So after that happened, after the call forwarding active to cyber criminal phone number, they will use it to reset, to gain reset, to get the OTP from the SMS or from the voicemail. So from this kind of method, actually this is a social engineering. Actually, in Indonesia it's called penipuan. Penipuan uh, is combined with the feature that include in the digital platform, and also the feature that include in our SIM card in our mobile phone number. Okay, uh, in this method, the hacker will have gain access to user account completely. Can gain access to hijack the WhatsApp, can hijack or can hijack the rideshare app, and to transfer the amount of the money to another account, e-wallet account. So the user will lose a lot of money in their e-wallet account. Next slide, please. Okay, another case. This is a very common case. One or two of them is big case, but mostly is become one of the most common method to breaking your banking account or any digital platform account. So usually what they do, the cyber criminal do is the first thing they will broadcast or sending a phishing link to a lot of people, and when a victim respond to their phishing link, they will get the username and personal data from the victim with the phishing technique that we have been discussed. So uh, well, after the phishing techniques is concluded, the hacker will gain access to our email address. They can access to our email address, and for internet banking or any some of digital platform and other digital platform. Actually, when a user create their internet banking account, their digital banking account, they will get a notification from their email regarding username information. Okay, so the first step, the phishing, they will get access to our email address to and will have information for our internet banking username. Uh, the second step is that they will do the SIM swap. How they do it? The first thing, they will create the fake ID. Actually, because of current regulation, current system from Dukcapil, current lack of verification on the uh, KTP verification from other institution to the Dukcapil. So this is the vulnerability that used by the cyber criminal. They will create the fake ID with the truth data from the victim, but replacing the photo on the fake ID using their own photograph. After that, they will go to the telco counter and they will ask the counter to do replacement of the SIM card for the reason losing or broken or something else. So after checking, the counter of the telco will check the verification about the information. They will check the name, the address of the from the fake ID is the same as appears on their database. If okay, after that the verification is the next verification step is to verify the person is the same person that brought the ID card to the counter, and that's and then the counter will produce the new SIM card and give to the cyber criminal. And after that, the cyber criminal can gain access to your phone number to as well to your OTP. And then they go to the internet banking account, click reset password, and the reset password will send the OTP to the customer phone number that already been hijacked by the cyber criminal, so they can fully log into the internet banking or to the digital platform. After that, the last step is they do the transaction through the internet banking to another account to another um account that already created by them. uh, the money mall account. Okay, this is uh, this SIM swap case. It happened a lot. Usually, the first step of SIM swap case after the phishing, actually the cyber criminal will learn everything of your profile, your job, your history, your uh, itinerary, travel itinerary, and everything. They will wait for specific time that you cannot call or interrupt to telco telco counter to block the number. That's the time when the cyber criminal doing the step number 3 and the number 4. Next slide, please. Okay. WhatsApp account hijacking. Actually, why we brought to this forum because a lot of digital platforms sending OTP also to the WhatsApp account. So how the cyber criminal can access to our WhatsApp account? How they can hijack? Actually, a lot of questions have been asked to us about our number is very private. Our number is not not everyone knows, or is very limited. Anyone knows to regarding their number, but actually the cyber criminal doing the SMS broadcasting to a lot of mobile phone number using these simple techniques for the assumption of the SIM card mobile phone number, the calculation, the counter of the detail of our number. So after our mobile phone number have been known by cyber criminal, they just do these simple things. They just log in to another device using our phone number, our WhatsApp account number, and after that they will wait and try to get our OTP. How they can get our OTP? A lot of them using another communication. They do the communication over the Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, and any other communication that available to the victim. They will use it for another for a lot of reason. They will ask something to you, and after that they will ask you to verify that the victim is the one, the person itself. They will ask you, I will send you a code. Please let me know the code that you received so I can verify this is you. And that's why the cyber criminal get your OTP. And after that, they can access your WhatsApp account, and your WhatsApp account in your own device will be locked off. They will access it fully, and they will activate two-step verification on WhatsApp feature that usually is not being enabled by a lot of people using WhatsApp. Okay, that's very simple. So how we do mitigation to so we cannot our WhatsApp account is secure. So first thing first, please enable two-step verification on WhatsApp account, uh, and secure your device, your gadget with proper security software, and behave on using your gadget, using your internet access, or installing any apps. Okay. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, things that make you vulnerable online. Your weak password, your sharing password to another college or family. Use the same password for multiple accounts, so when they can access to your one account, you use the same password. It will access also by cyber criminal. Writing down your password reset option, and compromise email accounts. Yeah, so you have a primary email account, but your primary email account can be reset the password from another email account that not you that you are not securing them enough. So your primary account can be hijacked, can be take over from someone else, actually from the compromised email, the secondary email. Overshare on the social media, share or share or posting something in social media not related your personal data. A lot of people posting personal data accidentally on their social media. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, we will cover about biggest cybercrime case or data breach case in Indonesia. Next slide. The first case is in 2019. Actually, is e-commerce data breach. Almost 30 million customer data leak is traded on the dark market, as well on the online forum. So it's only about 20 million rupiahs for the 12 millions and 900 customer data leak. Our analysis on this case, the leak is not on the main point because of one, because the total amount of the customer data is not represent the actually total customer data of that platform, and actually it's already come up also that the backup file is accessed in an unsecure server or system. So the data leak can be happen on not on the main point on the or the main perimeter. Next slide. Okay, the other cases is on this year on the May 2020 is viral on the internet is regarding 91 million customer data of one of the e-commerce in Indonesia, marketplace in Indonesia. Okay, and on the dark market on the online forum it's sell at the first time it's sell for it's sold by 75 million rupiahs only, so less than 1 rupiah per citizen data. Actually it's quite irony. So from these two cases we see the industry said actually the financial actually the customer is not should be not worry because their financial data is secure, is not leaked, their transaction is very secure, their password also is secure because it has is encrypted, so that cannot be cracked by cyber criminal. It's true, actually it's true, but a lot of data privacy or detailed person information is over there. It's already leaked. It's like a full name, date of birth, gender, location, user ID, email, mobile phone number, and has password. And interestingly, when we saw the database dump, nearly 500,000 customer data, their old user password data can be hacked because it's stored using very old hashing techniques. It's quite easy to crack. So in these cases, if you have account on this platform, you should not use your previous password, because your previous password, if you are one of the 500,000 people on the data dump, you your previous password actually is vulnerable. So from that data leak from the data which is a database dump on the online forum, we analyzed and conclude that one data leak viral over the internet is on May 2020. But on the data dump, we can show, everybody can show that that data dump is created on March 2020. Okay, there is a gap, almost 2 months, right? Almost 2 months, the incident was not aware internally, so it's publicly should be viral first on the internet. So this is quite strange to us. to us as IT security and digital forensic practitioner. And so, and the total of the customer data is 91 million. If we analyze from the public data, that amount actually is most of their customer. So the data leak is probably is from the main perimeter because all of the customer data is already leaked over the internet. And now the data is not sold anymore. It's already widespread publicly. Uh, I'm not recommended you to download it, but just for the lesson learned to the IT security and stuff. Okay, next it can be so. Uh, so the massive amount is of the data leak from several cases on digital platform or from the internet e-commerce system. Even though the PDP bill is not yet been passed, the RU PDP. We as a practitioner, also the user community, as the fintech and banking industry to get lesson learned from the leaks of the personal data to to better optimize the security of the customer data. So far, they claim they are not their payment system, their transaction system is secure. So in our the simple logic is the financial data, the transaction data is and user personal data is digital data, right? So if the financial data, transaction data can be secure, how how can the user personal data cannot be secure likewise? That's our question. uh, uh, our opinion, because regarding this data breach, a lot of data already leaked over the internet. So citizen actually is open to all of the people. There is there is another leak for the digital platform that include the NIC, the NPWP, the tax number, and also the uh, the nama ibu kandung. So a lot of that, a lot. If we combine a lot of data breach, they will can be used to profiling any one of in Indonesia that have account on digital platform that already leaked to over the internet. Next. Okay. Uh, we really hope the RU PDP, the PDP bill is become the undang-undang itself soon enough. So everyone, not every stakeholder, regulator, industry, people will have their own responsibility, and I will really hope the industry will get higher attention regarding this digital security, mostly for the data breach. Okay, next slide. We can pass it. This is a summary regarding the regulation. Um, Regarding but we hopefully PDP bill will come out soon. So next slide. Okay, so we next slide please. So we come to the conclusion, to the key points. So this is uh, this is our opinion to any to all the stakeholder. So from the industry itself, your endpoint security, vulnerability scanning, penetration testing should be done, should be monitored. You should have people to monitor your your system 24/7. Because of what? If any incident happen, you are the first one to know that it happened, and you can mitigate the risk, and you can save hopefully the customer data. And for the regulation, actually, a part of this, I would like to have a suggestion regarding this OTP. OTP is become more more not secure every day because the cyber criminal use it oftenly. So actually, OTP is good if deployed properly and we have a standard regulation. We saw that not all of the fintech, not all of the industry using the same word, the same phrase, the same the same istilah for the OTP. OTP, some say so OTP is a token, but when the victim becoming a social engineering victim, they will the cyber criminal ask them for please let us know your token. Is your token is okay? It's not your OTP, and the victim thinks that, oh yeah, it's not my OTP. OTP is important or is token. So they share the token. But when we look at it, it's actually the token is the same, is OTP. So our suggestion is the regulation should have a standard for the the phrase. If you said OTP, every industry should say OTP, just like we use ATM, the ATM card and using the PIN, not any other phrases. That's our opinion. And regarding our digital forensic perspective, is very important if the industry have a incident response team because they can detect, analyze, and while they do that, they can use a lot of digital forensic methods, so they can learn how the hacker can gain access to their system, how they can mitigate and make the system better in the future, and also um, they can create automatic monitoring system for any kind incident that might happen in the future. So it's just like FDS fraud detection system on the transaction. Uh, on the IT infrastructure, you can do that as well. You can create the FDS system. Okay, next slide. Okay, I think I'm finished with my presentation. Thank you very much, and good morning to you.
Thank you so much, Pa Ruby, for enlightening us with your presentation on cybersecurity. What we have heard from Bapak Ruby Alamsyah is that we need to understand the importance of digital security because confidentiality is a must. Never ever share your password, username, and OTP. That's for a few examples. We also need to have integrity. Do not open untrusted sources. Availability. Make sure that your operating system is free from malware or viruses. Always update your gadget. However, make sure that it is from the real source because it might be phishing. Be careful as well with your identity and when posting on your social media. Don't give or post your personal information. They can track you down. Hackers are everywhere, so be very, very cautious. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the presentation from Mr. Ruby Alamsyah. Cybersecurity, a white hacker story, marks the end of our morning session. We will now break for lunch. The official opening ceremony of Indonesia FinTech 2020 will start at 1 p.m. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Indonesia, will officiate this important meeting. Please be sure to join us 30 minutes before the opening ceremony. Enjoy your lunch and see you soon.